Alright everyone, again, welcome back to the channel, and I honestly haven't done a video like this in a while, at least like a full review. I think the last one I did was like the Galaxy S10. I didn't do one for the Note 10. I said this in the last video as well, so stop me if this sounds familiar. Obviously I do the Swize, those are full reviews too, but of a brand new phone, it's been a minute, but I figured I might as well talk about the brand new iPhone 11 and the 11 Pros, but they're not brand new anymore. Like the 11 Pro is 3 weeks old at this point. Actually today, I picked it up 3 weeks ago exactly, but bro, I'll be honest, it feels like a year ago, dude. And it actually feels like 2 years ago because honestly, from my opinion, and I'm gonna get a lot of people heated straight from the gate, but like what I'll tell you is the iPhone 11 Pro, like it definitely is an improvement. And dude, I'm gonna have to spend the rest of this video justifying the statement I'm about to make, but the 11 Pro, the reason it feels like I've been using it for like a year or two is because it's really not that big of an improvement from an iPhone 10 that I was already using for like a year or two. So I've been using the 11 Pro as a main device for a couple of days now. It hasn't been the full 3 weeks. I mean, I've been doing the 3 weeks for sure because I've been doing all those comparisons. So I feel like that's actually been helping me like kind of justify an opinion here. And I'll definitely tell you the 11 Pro, tremendous phone, one of the best phones you can get. You know, it's obviously, it's a flagship phone from Apple, so what more do you expect? But honestly, I mean, it's been good, but it's been pretty boring. It's a pretty boring update. It's a pretty boring phone any way you look at it, besides the camera, but I'll get into that in a minute. But looking around the phone, I mean, build quality is great. It's tremendous, okay? But sort of, kinda, okay? So I bought like a $10 case on Amazon. I'm used to using like cheap cases, so I honestly don't care about the case that much. And it really does the job well, I wasn't about to drop like $50 on another Apple silicone case, so I found it to do a good job. It doesn't really matter. I'm hoping Apple will actually make a battery case for it, but the back glass, which I talked about in the last video, I kind of like the iPhone XR's and like iPhone 11's back glass more than this one, but it doesn't really matter anymore because it is covered, so it's not that big of a deal. Now looking on the front, obviously you still have the 5.8-inch display. The screen is still very good as expected, but like I said, coming from an iPhone 10, it's more of the same. I don't really see a huge improvement. I mean, maybe the only thing, like the screen is brighter, but ultimately, I mean, when I'm comparing them, when I'm looking at them, I honestly, like, it doesn't change anything for me. Like, I don't see a change at all, and I don't think there was supposed to be a pretty big change, so I guess it's okay. But the biggest disadvantage that I've had with the iPhone 11 Pro right now, and I talked about this yesterday, is that the screen scratches super, super easily. It's literally insane how many scratches I already have on my screen and like gashes, and it's crazy. It literally looks like I dropped my phone in like a pile of rocks. It shouldn't even be scratched up this much in my opinion, but my iPhone 10, which was like older, it's not even that scratched up. Like this one has deep scratches on it for no reason at all. So I've seen all those scratch tests. I've seen all those things. Trust me, I know where you guys are coming from, but for my specific unit, and I've seen a lot of people complaining about this too, it is kind of scratching easily, which is kind of annoying. Now the rest of the phone is pretty much exactly the same except the back glass and the camera, and I'll save my thoughts on the camera in a minute, but that pretty much covers up the whole entire phone. It is a little bit thicker. I actually had the battery case for my iPhone 10, and surprisingly, I was actually able to charge it, but the phone is just a little bit thicker in every direction, and the volume buttons and power buttons are in different locations now, so they're just very, very slightly different enough that I can't even use my battery case on it, even though it does charge. So if I cut out the holes, then maybe I can make it work, but I don't feel like doing that. So ultimately, the whole entire phone, it's good, it's great, but more of the same, pretty boring. Software updates, though, are super not boring. I love Apple and their pushing of software updates. I mean, it's awesome. We've already seen like 3 or 4 versions of OS come out for this thing, like 13.1, 13.2, whatever. But we've also seen the betas for 13.2 come out, and those actually bring some really, really cool features into Apple's ecosystem, more specifically their camera app, which is so awesome. You can now actually change your resolution of the cameras. Let's say you want 4K at 60 frames or whatever. You can actually change that straight from the camera app, so you don't have to go to the settings app anymore, which is super cool. Hopefully they can add some more features, but you know what? That's enough. I mean, I love Apple doing that, so that's definitely an awesome thing from them. And obviously in terms of software, it's going to go on forever. It's going to go on for so many years now. Like we're still going to be talking about this phone in like 2025, probably, maybe, I don't know, but this phone is still going to be super relevant. So I wouldn't even worry about the software updates yet. So that pretty much covers it up in terms of the software and the way this phone is on the outside. Now let's talk about the inside and actually the specs and actually the hardware within, and the powerfulness. I don't even know, guys. This thing has the Apple A13 Bionic chip, as well as 4 gigabytes of RAM on all the models. And you know what? The last 3 weeks I've been using it, it's definitely been a fast device. Like I've seen really not that many problems with it. It's fairly fast. It's fairly good. I mean, it's great. What more do you want me to say? You know what I mean? When I was comparing it to the iPhone 10 or 6S or all those other phones, it definitely is an improvement. The iPhone 11 Pro can still hold its own. Obviously, it's brand new. And you can definitely see a little bit of a noticeable improvement, okay? But when I was comparing it to like the 10s, like yes, it is faster, but it's not that much faster. Like when I switched immediately from the 10 to the 11 Pro and I was going about my day, I honestly did not notice like a huge difference at all. And I didn't even notice, like, if you gave me my iPhone 10 and my iPhone 11 Pro and I was just like going through my day and I was like in the bathroom scrolling through things and going out, whatever, I would not notice a difference in my use case from using my phone at all. And I'm not even just saying that just to build a problem or anything like that. Like, that's genuinely how I feel. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Well, it's a really good thing for the iPhone 10 or even 10s. Like, those are still tremendously fast phones. Even the 8 Plus, like, obviously those are still fast phones, but I was expecting a little bit more from a brand new phone that still has, I mean, this thing is 2 years newer than an iPhone 10 and we still don't even see that big of an improvement, which is crazy. And even in terms of performance. So when I'm using my phone, like, I honestly didn't even notice that big of a difference. I've said honestly like a billion times. But I don't know, I'm kind of sad. Like, I was expecting a little bit more. The fact that we're spending this much money on a phone to get slightly better performance, and I don't even notice it. Like I said, if I did a side by side, yes, you can tell the difference. But every way, which way, I don't notice a difference at all, in my opinion. Again, I could be wrong. Maybe you see a difference, whatever. If you're coming from an iPhone 6 to 11 Pro, there is a big difference. But as far as I can tell, that's pretty much how I feel. Not a bad performing phone at all. Like I said, very, very good. But I don't know, guys. I feel like it could have been better, but whatever. Now that kind of covers it up in terms of performance. Now let's go ahead and talk about the camera, which I know you guys have been waiting for. Let me tell you, it is a good camera. It's a great camera. 3 12 megapixel sensors, a telephoto lens, and ultra wide sensor. But again, this is just one of those things, like when I'm using my camera app, I don't notice that big of a difference. The front camera, I do notice a little, like slightly. That is the only thing I notice. And I think it has more so to do with like the smoothing on my face. Like, I feel like my face looks better when I'm using my iPhone 11 Pro versus my iPhone 10. But every single other thing, like I even did a comparison between like the 10 and the 11 Pro. And yes, there's probably a huge difference. There's probably bigger things that I didn't even point out. But again, it's just like, it's more of the same. Like, they do the exact same thing. All these other people that I've seen talking about these phones, they're all like, oh my God, it's the best. It's so worth it. This and that. It's a huge improvement. Honestly, like, yes, it can be, but for me specifically, I'm not the type of person to take like all my photos on my iPhone. And if I do, I don't even care about the resolution. Like, I still look at photos from like 2013 or 2012 when I had like an HTC Inspire, like an HTC First, like horrible phones, like 4 megapixel phones. But I don't sit there and be like, man, this resolution is so bad or anything. I just kind of like look at, oh my God, like this is my grandfather in a photo or whatever. I'm like, this is awesome. So I don't know. It's kind of different per person. Of course, I would rather have higher quality photos. But for someone to sit here and just be like, this phone is worth $1,000 because of the camera, that's not me. You know what I mean? I think you guys probably know this by now, but yes, the camera quality is better. You guys can go look at my other comparisons that I've done between them. The ultra wide sensor is awesome. And I kind of like the way the phone looks, in my opinion, with the back camera. But ultimately, I don't see it being that big of a difference. Like, I just use Snapchat and Instagram, like, to send photos. So maybe I'm not the best. If you are somebody who takes their baby's photos on their phone or something, then I guess that's different. But like, for me personally, coming from an iPhone 10, not a big difference in my opinion. Now, hitting on the battery life, I think it's better than the iPhone 10 for sure. So I'll be honest, my iPhone 10, the battery degraded to about like 88%. So it wasn't at that 2700, it's more like 2500 or whatever it is. This one has about a 3000 milliamp hour battery, which is definitely a big improvement. So I'm getting like an extra like 500 milliamp hours kind of in a way. And I think it definitely is an improvement. And I'm really happy about that because, of course, for me, I mean, I was using a battery case before on my iPhone 10, and with my iPhone 11 Pro right now, I don't have that access to my battery case. Apple hasn't made one yet. And so far, I'm not like low on battery right now. I mean, I'm at like 85%, which is really good, but I have been charging it throughout the day, so it's really not that good. But I'd probably be on like 60% had I not been charging it, which is pretty decent. So what I can definitely tell you is 3 weeks later, the battery has not degraded at all, but it's definitely up there. It's definitely good. I would rather probably pick up 11 Pro Max though for the battery life, but I guess I'll talk about that in a separate video. But ultimately, what I can tell you, I ranted a lot in this video, but it's a very good phone. You know, I just think it's way too expensive for what you're getting. It doesn't seem like to me $1,000 phone, okay? When you can go buy an iPhone 10 for like $400, $450, you know, around that range, I don't see how this phone is $1,000 phone. Like, if you gave me a number and you were like, okay, this phone is $400, how much do you think this phone is? I would probably say like $500, like maybe it's like $100 more of a phone. Like, that's all you're really getting. And even then, like, I'm not going to use all those great, like the ultra wide sensor. Very rarely am I ever going to use that. The battery life, I'm happy they actually improved that. The camera quality, like I said, is great. The performance is great. And I'm really happy about Apple improving all those things. But what else did they do? They really didn't do too much else, in my opinion. I feel like if they added like maybe Touch ID back into the phone or something like that, maybe it would have been an improvement. And it definitely is an improvement, don't get me wrong, but it's just like coming from someone like me, if I didn't have to buy this phone to make videos that you're watching and stuff, I would not have bought this phone at all, you know? And I'm not mad at Apple. It's a very safe phone for a lot of people, but I just feel like they could have done more. And for me to switch from my iPhone 10, which was 256 gigs, to an iPhone 11 Pro that was 64, makes me feel like an idiot. I should have just got the 256 gig model, and I don't see why Apple is still making 64 gig base models. But ultimately, guys, that's pretty much it. I kind of got heated here, but it's just some of my opinions. Again, I could be wrong here and there. I mean, but I'm just basing this off what I think, you know. My opinion isn't the end all be all. It's not like the best opinion ever. I make mistakes, but I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do I have some valid points? Am I just an idiot? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it, but that is pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave some comments, like I said, but hit that like button. That'll mean so much. But definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.